Hi, this is Josh Nankovel, and I'm recording this to give a demonstration of Google Analytics, primarily for nonprofit organizations, anybody who would get some benefit out of some tracking, some better tracking of who visits their site and those types of things. So I'm going to go through, this would be after you sign up for a free account and you get the code installed on your website. Which your webmaster can help you with. Basically, this is what you would log into, and this is what the standard interface looks like. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but I'm just going to point out some of the things that I think organizations who are serving people, especially locally, would be interested in. So first thing you can see is that it defaults to the past month of time. This is for one of my websites that I run, but you can change the range to whatever you want. So you could run a report for the past year, things like that. Another thing that's really helpful is you can do this export or the email option, which will take whatever you're looking at, and you can create a PDF with it or export stuff to Excel. Really helpful for doing reporting to your board, or an annual type of report or a quarterly, monthly type of report on how things are going. The default here is going to be a number of visits, so you can look at unique visitors, page views, pages per visit, the bounce rate. It's a little bit, probably don't have to worry too much about the bounce rate, but like an example here, let's see, pages per visit. So on average, when people come to your website, how many pages do they look at when they come to your website? I've got a blog, so generally when people come to my website, they read one article and then they leave. Obviously a little bit more than that, because on average it's 1.2, 1.3 in general. So that can give you an idea of how much engagement people have with your website, and especially for a service provider, if you're offering educational content online directly, then that might be something that's an important metric for you. So you can also, this is by day. You can also look at it on an hourly basis, so get a sense for, and you can, in the different reports over here, you can drill down even further, but a lot of times like a weekly or a monthly type of report is a helpful thing. You can kind of see an overview of the statistics down here, demographics, what browser are they using, is it an Internet Explorer or is it Chrome or Firefox, what operating system are they running on, what ISP are they using, are they coming from a mobile device, etc. So let me look on the left hand side here. One of the things that I think is going to be very important would be demographics. So you can drill down, you can see this is what it is for my website, but you can drill down into your local area and see where people are coming from. So I'm going to use California as an example because I have a lot of traffic from California, but if you're a local service provider in South Dakota, you're probably going to want to drill down in South Dakota so you can see what's going on there. So if I click on California, see I have this bubble map now where I can see where the majority of my traffic is coming from, and if I scroll down I can see the cities that it's coming from. So I get a lot of visits from San Francisco, LA, San Jose, San Diego, and then a lot of the other stuff is kind of mixed all around. So as a service provider, you could use this to get a sense for where your interested parties are coming from in the state. So that can be some really good information in terms of, hey, we have a lot of people coming from Aberdeen. Maybe we need to go do some outreach effort there because we have a lot of interest coming from that area of the state. So that's really cool. Language is another thing. The majority of it's going to be English, but maybe it's possible that you've got a lot of non-English speakers who are coming to your website. And if that's the case, maybe there's a large immigrant population that possibly isn't being served as well as they could be served But from this, you can get some insight into the fact that they might be searching on the internet for this stuff. But if they're reading it in a different language, maybe that's an area that you can focus on as well. The behavior is kind of the engagement levels and things like that. Technology, the browser and the OS that they're using, their network connection. Are people all on dial-up, or are they on high-speed connections? Those types of things. Mobile devices, are people coming to your website from mobile devices, things like that. Okay, so that's the audience thing. Another, basically, there's two more: traffic sources and content, that I think are really important for a nonprofit. It's probably only take another 5 minutes or so. So for traffic sources, if you go to the overview here, you can see where your traffic is coming from. Are they coming from search? Are they coming from direct traffic? Are they coming from referrals, which would be a link on another web page? And you can get insights into where those are coming from. So if they are coming from another web page, you can see which other websites are referring a lot of people to your website, which again can be a really good information for understanding who your partners are in terms of referrals. And then for search traffic, you can see keywords. So what are people typing in that end up on your site? And this, just by looking at these keywords, you can really get a sense for how people are finding you, get a better idea of who your customers, or who the people that you're trying to serve are, and what they're looking for. One thing that I have done quite a bit is looked at the source information here, because you can see that almost everything comes from Google. So if I were to do advertising or something like that, I'm going to focus pretty much on Google and not Bing or Yahoo, because I don't get a whole lot of traffic there. So the referral traffic, this tells you which websites are referring people to your website. So I get a lot of visits directly from Google, that not as a search result, but just as a direct link from Google. PMI.org, Reich. So these are kind of the websites that, if I were to say who are my partner websites out there on the internet who are referring a lot of people to me, these are the folks. And then this one, the direct traffic landing page, this tells you for people who come directly to your website. So they're either, this could actually be through a search result or through a link or whatever. What page are they going to? And you can see just the slash means the home page. So a good chunk of people are just coming right to my home page. But then I've got articles or individual pages out on my website that are getting lots of traffic as well. And what I've done in the past is taken a look at these and said, hey, I've got an opportunity here, because I've got a lot of people who are coming directly to this page or this page or this page, and I will go back and update those pages, optimize them, because I know that's where people are seeing me. And if I wanted to, maybe my goal is to get people to opt into an email list so they can get information about the services we provide, or in my case, the services that my business provides, or updates or things like that. I might optimize these top pages to not change the content. I want people to still be able to get to the content that they need, but also add the ability to sign in or opt into my email list, or optimize it in some way to achieve a particular goal. And again, the top landing pages will show you what content people are most interested in, and that might help you kind of realize maybe what you need to focus on too. You may be surprised. You may find out that one of the top landing pages that you have is an area or a topic that you don't really spend a lot of time and attention on. So this can really be helpful as far as insights into who your people are that you're serving. One other thing, if you go to search engine optimization, well, that's a more advanced thing actually. Let's just go to sources and search. Overview. So if we go to the overview, you can see I'm going to go to organic. Organic just means they found you through the search engine. This is kind of a more detailed look at what we looked at before, which are the keywords and how they're finding you. So, and if you click on those, you can get some more detailed information about those as well. So, when somebody types this in and finds you via Google or whatever, how much time do they spend on average on your website? How many of them, the bounce rate is how many people leave immediately, so they look at that one page and then they close the browser or close that page, versus if you have a lower bounce rate, that means that they're clicking to other pages on your website, and depending on what your goals are, that might be what you're looking for, is a lower bounce rate. Okay, last one. A few more minutes here. I know I'm long-winded. So the content overview, this will also give you some insight, again, kind of a different way of looking at the same stuff for what are people looking for. This is overall the number of page views. Before, when I was in traffic sources, I was looking at just search results and referrals and things like that. This is for everything. So I can tell that for the past month, this article that I wrote about a master's degree in project management is a very popular article. So again, that might be a page that I want to go and optimize, and you may want to look at it on the month basis and then go and look at it on an annual or quarterly basis and see if that's a constant thing or if it's a trend, like maybe it's just a new thing this month that people are interested in. Again, you can go to search terms and I guess that doesn't really do anything. There's so much in here that I know that I have not optimized everything that I could do. But you can also look at landing pages, content drill down. A lot of it's kind of looking at the same thing in multiple ways. The site speed is something that you want to look at as well. So what's the average page load time, all this kind of stuff. Mine is actually bad. I'm having an issue. I've been having an issue with my web host, and if it takes 14 seconds to load a page, that's not a good thing. You usually want that to be a second or two at the most. And actually, the page load time might be a more accurate thing. I actually think my website is pretty slow still, but this is for everything to load on the page, I'm pretty sure. So you do want to get these numbers down as much as possible. So and then for you can go into the search engine optimization, which requires setting up webmaster tools and everything. I'm not going to cover that in this video, and I don't have that set up and integrated with my Google Analytics account either, but there's a lot of powerful tools there too. So you might want to have your webmaster, once they've kind of got the basics of Google Analytics down, look at Google Webmaster Tools, which is also a free tool, and that's going to be very helpful as well. So if you do have any questions, if you're setting this up for your website and you're a nonprofit, especially someone who's helping people with developmental disabilities or disabilities, which is an area that I'm really passionate about, email me, joshnankivel@gmail.com, joshnankivel@gmail.com, and I will help out as much as I can with my advice or questions that you might have.